Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to the Slay the Princess, Part 3, I believe. This is Pixel Pilgrim, ready to do another round. Pretty excited to see what happens next. I think last time we left off, we did the hero's path type thing. I pretty much did whatever the hero was trying to, or what he chose, I guess you would say. And then I think we will need to go back to that and go along with the simp. But I think right now we're gonna start out by just not saying anything. So we're just going to silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. We're not going to go through
this.
Ignore him.
So there we go. Proceed to the cabin. I'm excited to see what happens if I'm just silent.
The interior of the cabin is almost entire. The blade is your
I think enter the basement and do nothing.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice
Hello?
is hypnotized. Don't let it
Okay. Continue down the stairs.
Good.
Say nothing.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
Right.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could I am begging you to stay
seen
focused.
this before.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
All right. Hold on. Let's talk first. I'll see what I can do. Examine the chains. Well, I guess I have to speak.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
All
You
right.
walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give they're large and heavy. Far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Right.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Yeah.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay, so we're going back to the
Okay.
same
I'll be
path we
here.
did before.
Good luck.
I guess we'll just have
You
to
attempt
pick
to make your way out
choices.
of the basement, but is someone
Yeah.
else here?
So we saw all this. Try the door.
You tried to. You're here to.
Yeah, okay. Coming
You
back
make your
down.
way to the bottom of the stairs. This would be easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Alright.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
I
before
forgot
raising
that
her
she
arm
does
to her
this.
mouth,
It's
her
so
teeth
minging.
tearing through her limb with the determination of it. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, or we could use it to. You won't like what happens.
Okay. So, I am gonna actually save the princess again, and then next time I'll go down this path and slay her.
Fine. Against your better judge, you cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes her limb falls to the. She didn't so much as utter a sound. No.
Okay.
She didn't.
Sorry I'm skipping through, it's just...
She
We
smiles
have
softly as
seen
her
this.
gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you.
You're
Now
welcome.
let's get out of here.
Approach the locked
No.
door.
We won't have any of that. The
Yes.
stakes are as the princess approaches. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't watch me.
What are you doing?
Uh-oh. Is it gonna give me the opportunity to warn her? I can't. It's forcing me to slay her because I clicked it before.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
No.
I don't know what's come over you. But if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over.
Well,
Everything goes dark.
it didn't let me do
and
what I
you
wanted.
die.
But that's fine. The witch.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to slay.
Okay, so I'm not even gonna mention that I died this time. Because last time when we played,
Before you go any further.
then she was like, oh, I thought we weren't gonna let him know that we've been through this
She
before.
will lie, she will cheat. Don't worry, you can trust us to get the job done.
Alright, so I have the opportunist in my brain.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happens to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade, approach the mirror.
You walk up to... What are you talking about?
One of these times,
Reach forward
it'll
and
be
rub your
something
hand
else.
against the
Okay.
cabin wall.
Let's
I
take
hope you
the
know,
blade.
Take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's
True.
not actually a bad idea.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared.
Definitely a
I
different
probably
voice.
won't bite.
Did say it's a witch. I'm not
But you
nasty.
are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else.
Of course,
She
narrator.
seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
Yep, we get it.
I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
She's got a
You
tail.
descend the basement steps, entering the dark room
Whoa,
below.
weird toes as well.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
Of course not.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other.
Isn't that strange?
No. You've
Oh,
already
he
been
figures
here,
it out
haven't you?
anyways.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
Yeah.
Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all
Agreed.
behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Yeah. I'm sorry about last time. Look, I made a mistake. I'll make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. Don't worry, the blade isn't for you or not for killing you. We've got to get you out somehow.
I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
I
She
am.
could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A
Witch.
woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Then why wouldn't she have left on her own?
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. Well, if you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
I get the sense that you're not happy with me. Look, I know how things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know
Alright.
what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
I get the sense you're not happy with me. Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out there? There's some broken trust. Take this as a generous gift.
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing.
Right.
See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
Okay. I get the sense that you're not happy with me. Let's leave. I could give her the blade, which is an awful idea. I've never just left her behind, but I want to see where this goes. So I will say, okay, let's leave.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one that lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. We're armed and she's not. What's she gonna do? Bite us when we're not looking?
Yes.
We're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
You go first. Clearly there is some broken trust here. What if I give you the blade? That would be...
You can't be serious. Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no. As do I. I abstain. You abstain. She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade. I
You're
want
going
to
to
see
get
what
everyone
happens.
killed. You know that, right?
Don't worry, you're already dead.
But of course you do. You hand the blade to the princess, who quickly snatches it from you, her eyes darting between you and the weapon with a nervous curiosity.
Oh boy.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you? What do you think happens now?
Yeah. That's up to you. It's why I gave it to you. I chose last time and I regret it, so now it's your turn to choose. We're both scared and we're both hurting. If one of us doesn't make a change, we'll probably kill each other forever. Do you want that? I don't. We can be better than this. You're beautiful. I want to actually save you, and this feels right. If you're like someone I know, you're probably going to kill me. Which one?
Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
This is another trick. You're trying to sow doubt, but it's not going to work on me.
Oh boy, here we go.
And then she buries the blade in your heart.
Yep.
What? No, come on, that's not right. I told you this is what she was going to do.
Oh, I expected it.
Pain dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time.
Dead.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3. Hand your power to suspicious character.
You're on a path in the woods. I can't believe she actually stabbed us. I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it. Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument. Oh, you're far from being on the right side of anything. You're fixated on the past, whereas what you should be is fixated on the future. Oh, the visionary. I like it. Gladly, my dear fellow. By cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much more.
Oh, the smitten is
I
so
like
funny.
journeys. Travelling is a bit of a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to? Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love. She hates us. Does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death. There might just be a kernel of affection in that angry heart. As ridiculous as this guy is, maybe he has a point. I don't know if I necessarily buy into his whole love journey thing, but maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change, so maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try. Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right? It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom.
To freedom.
Oh, are you now? Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually.
Yeah, twice.
Sure. Twice.
Oh, I did not mean to skip that. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know the princess, and Clary, you already know she's dangerous. So don't muck about. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time. This place is different. It keeps changing.
Wonderful. If the woods themselves are changing, then that's all the more reason for you to take this seriously. It would mean your grip on things is slipping, which, in turn, likely means her influence is spreading. Someone's in the know. I've already said too much. The more information you have, the more difficult your task will be. Don't listen to her, definitely don't free her, and if you can, don't even think about her. You don't have to worry about me. My head's always empty. Except the thoughts of her.
We're going to free her. Let's go with the smitten this time. I think that'd be funny. No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's proceed. We sure seem taking the whole looping thing in stride. Screw this cabin. What happens if we just leave?
Please don't. You can't stop all of us, you villain. Let's just see how the wind blows. I'm not opposed to saving her, but let's not rule anything out just yet. Let's see what she has to say. Stop sitting on the fence and pick a side already. We don't need you waffling when things get hairy. I've already picked a side. Our side. I'm here to make sure that whatever happens, we wind up on top. Because that's worked out great so far. Well, we're not out of the game yet, are we? And again, I'll have you know, I wouldn't have gotten us killed last time. I wanted to stab her in the back, not hand over our precious backstabbing implement.
Yeah, I know. Alright, let's go to the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where... I don't know if I'd say everyone. Are you talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one, too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. The princess is a threat to you. She's a threat to me, and most importantly, she's a threat to the world. You know what you have to do.
Of course. Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, is it right? There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she? Well, it's not. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. As far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do. I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work. If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We've already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers. Unless her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely. So, yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
Okay. Approach... How... Then get down there. Let's just approach.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent. You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror, and behold our handsome features. It went away when we touched it last time. Reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. What are you doing? Alas, our fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Right. Enter the basement.
You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease. At least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved. These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help. Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
Oh, she old woman.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I want to figure out a way out of here for good. I don't know why I want. Never really chose to come here. I want to free you. I mean it. I just want to talk. Let's try that.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
Alright, let's go down.
Continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, a space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
No. Yeah, I'm here to laugh. What did you think would happen after you killed me? No, I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you if you'll let me. I can cut you free, but you'll have to give me the blade. Reach for the blade. You're in prison of your own making. I broke your cycle of violence if you still want to wallow in it. Guess I don't have anything left to say. I'm not here to laugh at you. I'm here to free you if you'll let me.
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are, and I think we need to leave together. Is there nothing I can do to change your mind? Yeah, I think I would.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
You hurt me too.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Yeah, there we go. See? Is there nothing I can say to change your mind? Can I take the blade now? You're in prison of your own making. Is there nothing I can do to change your mind?
I don't know. What can either of us really say at this point? How can we trust something as hollow as words?
She's right. There's nothing left to say. So let's get a move on and do something before she comes up with a scheme to get out of here on her own. We don't need words to send a message. It is through action that we can show her our adoration, our devotion.
Our kindness. Blah, 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 blah. Then maybe it's past time for either of us to say anything. All that counts is action. Reach for the blade. Can I take the blade now? Reach for the blade. Okay, so then maybe it's past time for either of us to say anything. All that counts is action. Can I take the blade?
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
Oh. Reach for the blade. You're in prison of your own making.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers.
She can stab us in the throat.
For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
Right.
She trusts us. She trusts us. Doesn't that set your heart aflutter?
A flutter.
Yeah, A little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Like we're special to her. We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings.
Alright.
Let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed. Or, hear me out, we slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance.
We'll do that next opportunity.
That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him. I see that the lines have been drawn. It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count. And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Step in the thread. Slay the princess. I just want my blade back. You're on your own.
Yes.
Cut her free.
What a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her. You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess.
All right.
Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion. That's right.
Passion.
What he said. We've
All right.
already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her. And I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One of the good guys. Take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm.
Mm-hmm.
She flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade. Such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
I hate you.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Wait.
Do you see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the moment ends.
Of course I did. I just really hate the people.
She smiles, her hand slipping into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs.
Right.
You should have kissed her, you fool. It was the perfect moment. Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out.
No.
Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? Love is an even more powerful weapon than our blade. We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Right. Cut. Step into the thorns. Well.
As you step into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield.
Alright.
Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this? Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn an innocent like her to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving. We'll weave something new together. Something better.
Despair.
You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
Yeah.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Mm-hmm. Step into your freedom.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day, you irredeemable murderers.
What do we do now? Where's everything going?
Uh-oh.
Why is it so cold?
Oh, she's actually talking to me while she's getting taken away. Oof. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave.
She's gone. And there's that...
Yeah, we've done this already plenty of times. Approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. What is it this time? You're unraveled. Interesting. You find yourself in a long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You gaze at the cabin. Approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me. Short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars, there are people, and I think at least there are supposed to be people. Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that's real? Do you have thoughts on this vessel? When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me. Let's see that.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does. I don't know why, but I know he's this for a fact.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
There's trees, stars.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Okay. Do you think that anything real out there?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Right. Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
Right. Do you know what's going to happen? How many more vessels? If it's the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just here to stay. Okay, how many more vessels?
One.
Oh.
Whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Alright, one more try. What's going to happen? This is the last time. Is there anything you would like me to bring?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
Alright, I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Alright. Here we go. Chapter 1.
You're on a path. You're here.
Okay, we've seen all that. Let's just go to the cabin.
You make your way up the We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Alright, so...
The interior of the cabin is almost
we-
entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note, the blade, is
Okay, we've seen this. Let's try leaving
The
almost
door to
right
the
away.
base, her voice
Hello?
is
Someone there.
hypnotizing. Don't.
Yep, we've heard that. Continue down the stairs. Lie. I'm here to save you. Just checking in on you. Hey, I think you... Just continue
Good.
down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy... She's
Alright, we've
beautiful.
seen all this before.
I am begging you to...
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of...
Hold on, let's talk first.
Okay.
Okay, what's your name?
Oh,
Oh, I've never asked that before.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is
Okay.
Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
So is your name Princess?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Alright.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Exactly, true.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking? I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently supposed to be the end of the world. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? I need to keep you locked down here, let's see.
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up here. First person you've seen, I was sent to say you're apparently supposed to end the world. I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. Retrieve the blade. Keep her locked away. Go back upstairs, retrieve the blade without saying another word.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
Probably.
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
If I'm the first person you've seen in a while,
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating?
yeah, exactly.
She has to eat, right?
Okay. I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently supposed to end the world. But I don't think you're actually dangerous. But I want to see you for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe. Sorry to think it's true.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Right.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I've been told enough. I was hoping you could tell me. No, but I'm sure they have their reasons for keeping the information secret. No, which is why I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Sooner or later, you'll learn to trust me. Hopefully it won't be too late when you finally come around.
Thank you for believing me. Now, can you help me get out of here?
I'm gonna have to slay her again.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to...
Seen
I'm
that.
guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked...
Okay, we've seen all that. I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the keys will still be up there.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You
One
attempt
of
to
these
make
times
your
I'm
way.
gonna
Someone
be
else
able to
here.
get out.
Your shouts, and I'll repeat.
Nope, it's still
tried
the
to talk.
same. All right, well,
You make your way to the... Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam.
Yep.
They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the...
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Okay.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth as she rips her flesh from her bone. It's the blade from upstairs. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Oh no! I have to just slay the princess.
Without hesitation, bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally, the wound drives her to the ground.
I didn't have
Okay.
another choice.
There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she
Die
rips
again.
into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Slay the
Though
princess.
your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Give up, run for the stairs, and lock her in the basement. Or give up.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I'm curious.
As what's left of your blood pools around you on the cobblestone floor, the blade falls from your trembling hands and clatters uselessly against the ground. I suppose you simply lacked the will to finish the job. The princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from you before retreating into a dark corner of the room. Her shining eyes watch you from the darkness, unblinking and curious as you bleed out. We can only hope the wounds you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place.
I've seen
After
that.
all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
This is the end, isn't it?
Yep.
Before you can answer, everything goes...
The beast.
You're on a path. You're here.
Okay. Proceed to the cabin.
She will look as a cat. I don't see why that matters. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to.
True.
We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin
Oh,
is
it is the
ruinous and
same.
dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The blade is your implement.
Alright. I'm gonna do the mirror
You
again,
talk.
just because
You reach forward, and now
I
it's gone.
don't know if one of the times it'll work. Okay, take the
You
blade
take the blade.
and enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open. Reveal the air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives
Okay,
here, she
know that.
growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
Oh.
You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess. She is certainly not just a princess.
Yeah.
You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move.
Don't you hear the clicking? She's in chains again. We're fine. About to attack me, are you? I can see right through you. We don't have to kill each other. Move.
You lunge, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're
boy.
faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs. So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
What do you want? We don't have to kill each other. What if I helped you? What if we left together? What if we could get out of here on your own? Wouldn't you? You have already left. Stop hiding and show yourself. I was sent to kill you because you're a threat to the world. I'm starting to think it's true. Run for the stairs.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to.
For what do you want? It's clear what she wants, so you're deflecting.
And you bear your weakness to the world.
She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive, if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Yeah, you're right. Survive, wait for her to strike, and hit her back. Play dead, stand still.
This isn't going to work.
Nope.
We're in her domain. We just have to stay alive.
Well,
If we keep dodging her forever, we're going to get tired. We're going to slip up. We have to take a risk. As the princess lunges from the shadows once more, the blade lash out. It strikes, cutting deep, and the princess loses her focus, crying out in pained surprise as she crashes into you. You're sent sprawling, and can already feel the massive bruise
Oh,
blossoming on your ribs
creature.
as she scrambles back into the darkness. Ha! Look at that! We wounded her, and she wounded us. Bad trade.
That hurt. Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be? Or could you be a rival?
She rears back, then leaps at you, more forceful, more ferocious, more serious. The scuffle is brief, and though you inflict a few deep wounds, you find yourself quickly overwhelmed by her savagery.
yeah.
You collapse to the floor, and she wastes no time before pouncing on you in a flurry of claws and blood, your nerves barely able to keep up with the onslaught. By the end, you're lying in a nest of your own intestines, spine severed, blood rapidly draining out onto the jungle floor. The princess, drenched in both her blood and yours, idly prods your body.
No, that's it then. Cornered animal it was. Do better next time. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
Well, we're not dead, But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death.
As you die,
Because
the den.
you're on a path. Yeah, we are. And this time we're not gonna run until we die. We're taking her. You felt her. She didn't have a soft underbelly. She didn't have blind spots. What could we have done that would have saved us from her hunger?
When someone tries to make you dead, you have to hit them back. You have to show them your authority. There's nothing worse than a bully that thinks they own you.
Great. So you've been here before.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. It bodes fine. You're the reason we're stuck in this shit situation. Now I have to do the hard work of dragging this out.
And how do you intend to do that?
We're going to fight her, and we're going to win. There's a reason she slinks around in the shadows.
Well, no complaints here. Now hold on. We're not just going to let the fact that he knows things about this whole Lupin situation go, are we?
He's not important. He can have his secrets for all I care. She's killed us twice now, and that's enough of a reason for us to want her dead.
Okay, what's the plan?
Like I said, we're going to fight her.
But we're so small.
We don't actually know how big she is. We just know she wants us to think she's big. If she's going to treat us like prey again, then she is sorely underestimating us. One good wallop. That's all we need to put her on the defensive.
Alright. The path is different. Okay, silently go to the cabin.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits.
We've already been over the plan.
I'm not sure that use violence counts as a plan.
It's a better plan than you had last time.
I don't like this, but I'll try to keep us breathing.
Yep, alright, proceed to the
The
cabin.
interior is dark and overgrown. Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump. A pristine blade embedded in its The blade is your implement.
Take it. We're not fighting a monster without a blade.
Great. That mirror's back. And it's where the door is supposed to be. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? There is no mirror. It's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't
Right.
tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us.
If that mirror's blocking our way, just smash it and be done with it.
Okay, let's take the
Yes,
blade this
take
time.
the steel claw. You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the
Okay, you've said that
One
before.
step closer.
Approach the mirror.
You heard him.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through it. If there even is an it.
Yeah. Okay, we know. Smash it. Let's
Bring your fist crashing down into the open hole leading to the basement, throwing yourself off balance and tumbling headlong
Yeah.
into pitch black. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend.
Not ominous at all.
Smells of mold and decay.
We're
The damp
fine.
walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs. No entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
We have unfinished business. Lie. Say nothing and proceed silently.
You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it.
It doesn't matter if we can't see down here. We know where she is.
Alright. Explore. Step into the shadows, ready to fight. Step into the shadows and try to lure her out.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement. There, she's about to strike. With the
Yeah.
near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. Swinging your blade, its tip intercepting her before she can draw first blood. She recoils, stunned for a brief moment.
What is this monster?
See? I told you.
Oh.
We needed to assert our might. We needed to prove to her that she can bleed too. She'll doubt her every move now. Even more ferocity than before. But that voice in your head wasn't wrong.
within that ferocity, there is also hesitation. Not much, but enough.
Alright.
Not a word is spoken between you and the princess as you exchange blows in the dark. The glint of bloody claws and fangs, the flash of wet steel. In the pit, all of your senses are heightened, each injury stinging like a chorus of insects, each small shift in your favor a major victory that swells your heart. Reaches a climax.
Right.
And
But he doesn't respond. Eyes glance at you from the untextured threads of a world unraveled. Am I free, they ask? Well, I think this is the end. No chance to respond, nor will you ever.
she's gone.
Yep.
And there's that mirror again.
Yep. Approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. What's it gonna be? Silence. Silently reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Or nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it. A figure, a faint and veiled in the shadow just beyond the reflection. A raven head.
I think you know what I am.
Wait. Putting the image in the glass in two. Forms and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Well, and then another forms. Oh wait, rest of that. So you are the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Oh. What are you? If you're not me, then what are
I'm an
you?
echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Shattering. Others like you've said something like that before. Has every narrator really been
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
different? Interesting. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all this hubris? For everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
Okay. Oh, there's so many. Okay. The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to
Of
them?
course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
Right. I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking
We've already crossed the
questions?
point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Okay. Every time I ask you something, it's like a
I'm
piece
aware.
of your grapes.
And if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
Yep. Okay, something more important. And what is it? What is my true
Or
identity?
the long quiet. The god I made to rid the world of death. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her, and rid the world of death and suffering.
Can't have a world without death. It'd get overwhelming. About dying, I've died plenty of times. If you want me to rid of
If you need
death,
to ask that
there we
question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
Run out of questions. I think you're out of time. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good.
Well, there's no reasoning with a god, even one you've woven into existence yourself. I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always fade away.
Well, I made the choice. 5 minutes of the glass shatters and you see yourself with a newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin for last time. Bring the den to her. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, this is
I can
weird.
finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Oh. What in the
It's
world
been
is this?
so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
This is so weird. It's just a bunch of women as a dress. Okay. Oh, I already decided to let her live, so... She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Alright. I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
I mean, kinda look like a shifting mound to me. What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
You didn't give me another choice.
When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Okay. Don't you have a say in all this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Right. Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach. And you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Okay.
You are devoured. Pray for something bigger than you that stalks and slinks in shadows. But even after the pain of defeat, you returned.
The dance is its own truth. It is the movement that matters, not the pause you mistake for an ending.
Would you have us fight forever? The dance was good, wasn't it?
And it will always be good if you choose to live in it. Do not linger on the highs and lows. They are fleeting strokes on a larger canvas.
A thought is a vine, and some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul, and endless growth that blots your vision and strangles your trust. When I succumbed to myself, you patiently stood by me and cut the thistles that rooted in my skin. Your compassion is what freed us both, but compassion is a thing that must be nurtured, and you cannot nurture that which cannot change.
If I had known what you really were, I wouldn't have been so quick to free you. Of course I helped you. I didn't want us to hate each other.
Then help me again. We are each other's liberation.
To question everything is to deny the proof of reality that lies in front of you.
By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. In believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck.
I forgot I did
But
that.
even then, you remembered the impermanence of the material and watched as the walls of your prison decayed into nothing. To be impermanent is not to end, but to change. And for the world to be impermanent is to make finite the suffering of all things. Would you strip that gift away and leave them all to suffer in their permanence?
They'll get over it. They'll see permanence as a gift in time. That would be torture.
It would. Our purpose is to be and to experience, and their purpose is the same. To be permanent is to cease. To be paused is to be trapped. Your letter takes a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? Love melted into
Oh, this was
skepticism,
the
and
crazy.
you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me. You sought the truth then. Will you hide from it, now that it is within your grasp?
Aye, she's the one that went cray. I've no desire to hide, but the truth can be made better if destroying you is what it takes. Don't want to hide from the truth? I won't engage with violence. I get it, there's no need for us to keep fighting. I'll leave. Stop the fight early and surrender. I don't want to hide from the
Then
truth.
don't. Leave with me. There's no need for you to fight what we are.
Okay, I'm ready. Stop the fight early and surrender. I won't leave with you, not until you see things from my perspective.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you.
Brutality splashes you against the walls, but with stubborn defiance you rise again. And with the dance of our conflict, I was brought somewhere new. Without you, my world would have been so small.
Right.
Do you remember the moment of your triumph? Do you remember the feeling of your blade finally cutting me down? My defeat was a gift. Without obstacles to overcome, we stagnate into nothing.
Right. And we've both grown from it, haven't we?
We have. Look at what we are now, and see how small we were then.
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't.
There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe in things you believe in when you get to sit above it all. What do you think happens if we leave here? Okay, I'm ready to leave, but how do we leave? I never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? Slay the princess. I don't know what the answer is, but there has been something else. It can't be this. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think I can change me, then I must be able to change you. I think I need to end it. And I can always play it again through. So I'll say, how do I leave?
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
Free yourself. What's gonna happen? Do we just die? You fall into yourself. Body of an ancient creature surges from its hibernation, and you feel sensation limbs once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. Feel your wings spanning the cosmic scale, but twisted and crumbled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. You're free, and she is with you.
It's
Grass is growing.
magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. Explore what happens now.
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. Oh my goodness. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you have always been and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Hey! Alright. I don't know if there's gonna be an after scene thing. Finish the game. The good ending doesn't count. Join the Discord, join our mail, follow us, make the playlist, return to the main menu. Well, alright. We finished it. Woo! I don't know if I think that's probably considered the good ending. Right? Yeah, probably the good ending. Because you can't really have life without death. Imagine if nobody died here on Earth. We would have been overrun forever ago. So it doesn't really work. But that was a fun game. I might return to it sometime and play through it, do different choices. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next game I play. Peace out.